Hey guys, welcome back to Job. We're going to be reading Job 33. Elihu contradicts Job. Elihu's going to go through his big speech. Now, I find it interesting that I don't remember him being talked about very much. In fact, I don't know if he's ever talked about at all until this point. And I'm wondering if he's there for a reason. I'm wondering if he's not who maybe he's being portrayed as, if he's someone else. Don't know. But we're going to read his speech and we're going to see what we can glean out of it. Now, something very interesting happened yesterday, and I meant to bring it up this morning and forgot to. I went into town. Our truck needed DEF fluid, and I needed to wash it. It was dirty. I needed to make a run to the store real quick. So I'm listening to 1200 WOAI, our AM station here that has talk radio. And the show's playing, and all of a sudden there's kind of a blurb. Now this is the radio. This is a broadcast. And there's kind of a blurb, like it kind of stumbles, and it was Sean Hannity talking to someone else, and it kind of stumbles a little bit, and then it goes quiet and goes blank, and there's nothing, no static, no nothing. All of a sudden it comes back on, and it had actually backed up like a minute, and it goes through and goes through, and the part where it blurbed, I hear it, and we get to that point, and we go just a couple of seconds past, and then it jumps forward to the real time that it's supposed to be at. And it did that during that time. I think it was about a 45-minute time frame. It did that like 3 times. At the same time, my phone started ringing. Or just a few minutes after that started, my phone started ringing. Random calls out of nowhere. And I actually had somebody call, and I answered, and they said, "Did you just call me?" And I said, "No, it was a ghost call. I've been getting them." So it wasn't just me that this was affecting, it was affecting everybody. And I'm wondering if the satellite systems are having problems. Starting to notice a lot of that stuff here lately. It's really weird. But it's not weird because of the times that we're in. Interesting stuff to pay attention to. Little things like that don't seem like nothing until you pay a little more attention and realize, wait a minute, that shouldn't have happened like that. And in fact, a few days ago, the radio talk show host actually mentioned we just had a blurb there or a mess up there, and we're trying to get it fixed. And they backed up and started their conversation again. So they know it's happening. Pretty interesting. Okay, let's get into Job 33. Elihu contradicts Job. Now, Elihu already introduced himself and introduced his situation, but now he's going to start getting into the meat and potatoes of it. "But please, Job, hear my speech and listen to all my words. Now I open my mouth. My tongue speaks in my mouth. My words come from my upright heart. My lips utter pure knowledge." Now, that could be construed as him having a little pride. But we'll see. Verse 4, "The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. If you can answer me, set your words in order before me. Take your stand. Truly, I am as your spokesman before God. I also have been formed out of clay. Surely no fear of me will terrify you, nor will my hand be heavy on you. Surely you have spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the sound of your words, saying, I am pure without transgression. I am innocent, and there is no iniquity in me. Yet he finds occasions against me. He counts me as his enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks. He watches all my paths. Look, in this you are not righteous. I will answer you, for God is greater than man. Why do you contend with him? For he does not give an accounting of any of his words. For God may speak in one way or in another, yet man does not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon men, while slumbering on their beds, then he opens the ears of men and seals their instruction. In order to turn man from his deed and conceal pride from man, he keeps back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. Man is also chastened with pain on his bed, and with strong pain in many of his bones, so that his life abhors bread, and his soul succulent food. His flesh wastes away from sight, and his bones stick out, which once were not seen. Yes, his soul draws near the pit, and his life to the executioners. If there is a messenger for him, a mediator, one among 1,000, to show man his uprightness, then he is gracious to him and says, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. I want you to pay attention here. I'm going to read these 2 verses again. Matter of fact, I'm going to highlight them. If there is a messenger for him, a mediator, one among 1,000, to show man his uprightness, then he is gracious to him and says, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh shall be young like a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. He shall pray to God, and he will delight in him. He shall see his face with joy, for he restores to man his righteousness. Who do you think that's talking about? Sounds to me like he's talking about Jesus Christ. Is Jesus not our mediator? Does he not show us our uprightness, basically imputing uprightness to us? Has he not delivered us from the pit? Is he not the ransom? I don't know. That's why I highlighted those. That's interesting. Verse 27, then he looks at men and says, I have sinned and perverted what was right, and it did not profit me. He will redeem his soul from going down to the pit, and his life shall see the light, the Redeemer. Behold, God works all these things, twice in fact, 3 times with the man, to bring back his soul from the pit, that he may be enlightened with the light of life. Give ear, Job, listen to me. Hold your peace, and I will speak. If you have anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify you. If not, listen to me. Hold your peace, and I will teach you wisdom. Now, interesting find here. This seems like he's talking about Jesus up here in these couple of verses. Seems like it. Sounds like it, because he's using very key words here that are references to the Lord. That may be the case. But something else I'm noticing here, and this seems, and I may be judging too quickly, but it seems like he's speaking with youthful pride. But I still get this weird sense that he may not be who he's portraying himself as. Elihu may be someone else. I'm wondering if Elihu is an angel, or is the Lord showing himself to them in this way. I don't know. Or if he's fired this young man up and is talking through him. Don't know. But there's a lot that stands out here. This youthful pride that seems to be coming out of him is very interesting. But yet the way he speaks, it almost sounds like he's speaking from another perspective, another person's perspective speaking through him. It's very interesting. The fact that he would make these mentions down here that seem like he's talking about Jesus Christ is interesting. Elihu is an interesting character. There's more to him, and we have a bunch more chapters to cover of him speaking, and he's got a lot more to share, and I think we're going to learn a lot more about him. But this is interesting, and he has targeted Job directly. Now, there's another concept involved here. Elihu could be someone else, not good. Elihu could be, Satan could be speaking through him. We don't know. But right now, what he's saying seems pretty legitimate. Where will he go from here? Now, he's calling out Job, but he's not condemning Job. And really, from this perspective, he's not officially calling him out. He's asking him. But the interesting thing that stands out is, I will teach you wisdom. He keeps talking, I'm going to teach you things. I'm going to teach you. As a young man, how is he going to teach Job things? Again, I get the sense this is someone else talking here. It's not really a young man, it's someone else speaking through him. But we'll find out. Because the next video is going to be Elihu proclaims God's justice. And he keeps continuing, but he's talking to all of them in that chapter. So this is going to be interesting to hear what he has to say. Now, if anything specific jumped out at you guys, put it in the comments. I find this interesting. He's recounting some of Job's words back to him. And a lot of the stuff he's speaking is pretty true. I'm interested to see what else he has to say. But this part right here, 23, 24, 25, 26, actually several of them here, 27, 28, all seem like he's talking about Jesus Christ. Very interesting. Verse 29 stands out. Behold, God works all these things, twice in fact, 3 times with a man, to bring back his soul from the pit, that he may be enlightened with the light of life. That's I don't understand what that's supposed to be. We'll find out. All right, guys, that was Job 33. Let's see what happens and what he has to say to the rest of the guys. See you all in the next video.